This lesson is all about marketing, segmentation, and market research. The objectives of this lesson, you're going to be able to understand what market research is. You're going to be able to understand what primary and secondary market research is. And lastly, you're going to be able to understand what market segmentation is and how companies use market segmentation when carrying out market research. So what is market research? Market research is the collection of information about an existing or potential product. So it's about finding out information about a product that you've already got or the product that you might be making. Now, business needs to find out from its customers whether they like the existing product and if they're going to be prepared to buy a potentially new product. If a business doesn't ask their customers what they want, then what may happen is that the product that they create or provide won't be of what the customers want. So in terms of market research then, so market research, just to remind you, is the collection of information about an existing or potential product. There's two main types of market research. The first is primary research, and this is collection of information directly or first hand. This is often known as field research. What this basically means is you go out and collect the research yourself, and you can do that in the form of asking for questionnaires, doing telephone interviews, doing surveys, doing votes, doing focus groups. It's all about you going out there and collecting the information directly and first hand, and it's called field research. And the second one, a second type of research, is secondary research, and this is looking at information that has already been collected and published, and it's often called desk research because you don't have to go out in the field. You're more at your desk and you can do it. You can look for and you can research for information that's already been done. And for example, if you want to find out the weather, you can either, primary research would be to go out in the field and actually put a balloon up in the sky and find out what the weather is going to be tomorrow. Secondary research, you might go on the internet and actually look at information that's already been published on the BBC website or on the Met Office website. So you can see there that primary research is when you go out and collect the research, and secondary research is when you look at someone else's information in the research and base an opinion on that. Whenever you carry out a research or market research, you need to know what you're going to ask. Now, random sampling is where you would ask anyone and everyone a questionnaire or a survey. There's no, it doesn't matter if there's a young child or an old person or a man or a woman. It does not matter, and so therefore random sampling is where you would potentially ask any member of the public. Quota sampler is where the interviewer or the person who's handing out questionnaires selects particular people of the population that meet the criteria. So for example, if I want to find out whether a new Barbie doll is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, I wouldn't ask anyone and everyone. I'd only ask the young girls. Similarly, if I'm going to do some market research on a special football boot that I potentially want to create, and I'm going to do some market research, I'm going to ask mainly the boys. Not to say that girls don't play football, but the majority are boys, so I'll do a quota sample and just select certain people. So the most common form of survey is a questionnaire, and a questionnaire is a list of questions that you carefully plan out so that customers can answer the questions that you planned out. The advantages of using a questionnaire, of course, the business or the person or company carrying out the questionnaire knows exactly what they want to ask. Everyone who's given the questionnaire gets the same question, so it's fair. If they use face-to-face or over the telephone, you could help the person filling out the questionnaire if he doesn't understand the questions that you've written out on the questionnaire. And lastly, once you get all the results back with all the filled out questionnaires, it's quite easy to analyze it using computers or tally charts and creating charts from that. Of course, the bad things about having a questionnaire, it's hard in a questionnaire to express your honest opinion. A face-to-face interview, you get much more of an opinion and that expression because you can see their emotions, if they get passionate about a product or if they really don't like a product. It's hard to express that emotion over a questionnaire. They're quite brief and impersonal, so they're not really personal. You don't get a chance to chat to the person and really get their feelings. It's just a set of questions which is hard to get real emotions and personal information from. In terms of if you post a questionnaire out, you get a very low response rate if you post a questionnaire out. I'm sure all of you have had junk mail in the past, and a lot of you won't be bothered to fill out a questionnaire and send it back. And they're quite expensive and takes a lot of time to carry out. You imagine planning the questionnaire, printing them out, posting them, and then obviously collecting the information. It's a long and costly exercise. Just to recap, 5 types of primary market research. You've got questionnaires, you've got interviews, you've got face-to-face interviews, telephone interviews, focus groups, and votes. 4 pieces of information that you may want to find out from a questionnaire. You can find out what people would pay for it, what people, if they like it or not, if there's any competition, if there's any similar companies that sell the product already, and how far they travel, for example, to buy a product. 3 objectives of business they have: growth, profit, and providing a service, and also survival as a 4th one. 2 methods of sampling: random and quota. So random is where you ask anyone, and quota is where you ask a specific type of person. And market research is the collection of information on a potential or existing product. So we've looked at market research, we've looked at primary and secondary market research. We're going to look at market segmentation now. So marketing is the process of identifying, anticipating, or predicting and satisfying customer needs at a profit. There's no point trying to predict what they want without making any money from it. It's a waste of time. Marketing is all about understanding the needs of the customers. You have to meet their needs and satisfy customers so that they buy from you again and they recommend you to your family and friends, and also they become loyal to your product. If you don't provide a good service or don't meet their needs, they're not going to buy from you again, they won't recommend you, and they won't be loyal to your product. It's all about customers. Marketing is all about finding out what customers want and meeting their needs. So market segmentation, this is where a market is divided up according to certain characteristics of the market. It's all about segmenting, or a market segment is all about a group of customers who have similar wants and similar needs. And there's a list of different ways that a company can segment a market, and the main ways are by socio-economic group, so how rich you are, the age, so you can have maybe teenagers, have middle-aged people, or 60 plus, the gender, male or female. You can segment, and you can divide up the males between the females. You can segment depending on how big your house is. So how many people do you have in your house? Are you a single parent family? Are you a single person living by yourself? Are you a young couple? Are you a big family? Where you live, what religion you are, and how educated you are. We're going to go through a quick exam question. Fortune Limited is a coach hire company. The marketing manager Joe Hughes has used market research to identify Fortune's market segments. The exam question is: give one example of a way in which the market can be segmented. Now I can give you loads. I can give you age, gender, location, religion, ethnicity, educational background. All you need to do is state one. And that was from a higher paper. Socio-economic groups, this was the first way that I mentioned before that a company can segment a market. And these, you can see there's 5 or 6 sections or 6 different social groups, and you can see the lowest is a group E, which are people who are unskilled, and the highest is group A, which are all the people like managers, doctors, professional people. I come under group B. I'm a teacher. So you can see there that the person with E has the least money, and the person with A is probably the most educated and also gets the most money. So why do we segment? So companies segment to target a specific section of the market. They concentrate on the target market. They less wasted time and money. I've spelled that wrong. Basically here is no point targeting a product to everyone if only a certain amount of people are going to buy. I would never target Barbie dolls at everyone in the market. I'd only concentrate on the target market, and my target market would be young girls. Of course, we've already talked about how to segment by money, how much money you earn, how old you are, if you're male or female. So I would definitely target women's tampons or something like that to women, because I mean, why would I target something like that to men? How big your house is, where you live, ethnicity or your religion. So you wouldn't target alcohol to Muslim people because they don't drink. Neither would you target pork to Muslim people. And educational background.